My piece for today is this kind of sad yet cute looking key cabinet I picked up from the thrift store. I know many of you that follow me on Salvaged Inspirations are furniture painting pros, but we also have a lot of creatives just starting out on this furniture painting journey. This key cabinet is an amazing build your confidence project because all the steps are the same as with a full-size piece of furniture. So whether you're just starting or whether you're a pro, I hope this video inspires. Just let me get set up and I'll be right back. Let's start. Here's the fun part. I found this key cabinet selling at the thrift store for $12.99 and it was 50% off. It has really cute hardware and you can tell it's been well loved. It was a little beat up, but with an easy technique, we'll make this beautiful again. I started by disassembling the door, and these hinges and the little tiny screws were so tiny, I made sure that I put them all in a container so I wouldn't lose anything. And I thought it was a wise idea to start with the door because I don't have much luck with glass lately. So I wanted to take this glass door off, remove the glass immediately, and put it in a safe space while I worked on this project. Once the door was removed, I took off the hardware knob and then I removed the little clamps that were holding the glass in place. This decorative glass is delicate, so I made sure to push it up from the underside, and then I put it in a different room for safekeeping. Now that the glass was not an issue, I went ahead and removed all the rest of the hardware. It's safely stored in one container, and I just put it to the side until I needed it again. Using white lightning and a small sponge, I gave this key cabinet a really good cleaning. Now for the fun part. I pulled some transfer designs out of my stash and started looking at different designs and paint colors to see what I wanted to do with this little key cabinet. I like laying a transfer down and pulling out a few colors out of the transfer. So I grab a few colors off my shelf and I just kind of look and see what matches up nicely and what's appealing to me most. And when it comes to color, there really is no right or wrong. Just go with what you enjoy looking at, what appeals to you, because what one person might love, another person might not like at all. But you just have to remember, in nature, all colors go together. It doesn't have to be an exact match. When you're outdoors looking at a garden, you see the greens, you see the florals in all different colors, the trees, and every color goes with every color. So really just keep that in mind and try not to stress about the colors too much. Just play around and see what you very much enjoy looking at and what draws you. Now that said, I know that sometimes using strong, bold colors or colors outside your comfort zone can be a little intimidating. And here's a tip. For instance, this orange I've had in my stash for well over 6 months, and this is the first time I'm busting it open. Why? Because it's out of my comfort zone. So if you have a color that you're a little nervous about using, it's a great idea to try using it on a small project. Just as this, a build your confidence project. This project is building my confidence because, as I mentioned, I've never used this orange. It's called Florida Orange, and I was nervous about using it on a large piece of furniture, but I love it, and I am so happy that I tried it on this smaller cabinet. You're going to have to let me know what you think of this orange paint down in the comments down below. I'm very curious what your thoughts are on it. I painted the interior of the cabinet and the interior of the little drawer in Florida Orange. Then the outside got a coat of cotton white. Before applying the transfer that I had picked, I ended up putting the door back on and inserting the glass. I gave the glass a really good cleaning with Windex, and then I assembled everything back together. And the reason being is I knew that I wanted part of this transfer, or the florals on this transfer, to spill over onto the edge of the frame of the door and possibly even onto the glass. I was a little nervous working with the transfer with the glass and the door in place, but I really wanted a full visual of what the transfer design was going to look like as it laid over the door. I like cutting pieces of my transfer design out. I just find that it's easier to work with smaller pieces rather than these big, large sheets. And then I lay it on my project and I do the placement before taking the backing off. And this is because I can play around with it, move it around, and get an idea of the placement before the backing actually becomes very sticky. Once I like where the placement is, I'll remove the backing. I'll lay the transfer onto my project in the place that I have chosen, and that's when I start rubbing the transfer on with the applicator stick that's provided with the transfer. You'll be able to see once your transfer is adhered underneath the plastic or the mylar sheet because it turns a different color. It doesn't look quite as vibrant and it kind of gets clouded, or you'll see like a bubble underneath it as it detaches itself from the mylar and is adhered to your project, as you see here in this clip. As you can see here, I wanted the transfer to spill over the sides, and it's not a flat surface. So what I do is I take the plastic sheet design and I curve it around whatever curve or corner I'm working with, and I hold it down while I use the applicator stick to rub the design on. Depending on how curvy your piece may be, you may get a little bit of cracking in the transfer design. I personally don't mind, because if there's any sort of cracking that looks too severe for me, I can just go in with an artist brush and the same color of paint and just kind of paint it in so nobody would ever notice. So I'm not too particular about whether the design cracks a little bit or not. In fact, for most of my projects, I kind of like the look. But again, if you're picky about it and you want the design to be pristine and your transfer design does end up cracking a little bit, it is easily fixed with a little artist brush and a little bit of paint. Another tip, if you're running this transfer over a drawer, or as in this case, the key cabinet door, you're going to have the transfer that's adhered, and what you need is an X-Acto knife or something sharp just to slice the transfer where the door will open. So here I'm using an X-Acto knife. I just slice it nice and clean and then use my finger to make sure that the transfer is adhered on both sides. I worked my way around this key cabinet, placing different florals on different areas. When I was totally happy with the look, I started adding back all the hardware. At this point, I could have waxed or used a water-based poly to top coat, but I'll be using this as a decorative piece, so there's no need. If you're doing a piece like this and it'll be a high traffic piece, for instance, if you were going to hang keys in here every day, numerous times a day, I would suggest a top coat. And just as a reminder, here's the before. And here's the after. And I think this little key cabinet turned out super sweet. I love how the florals play off this Florida orange. And the pop of color in the drawer adds just a little more fun. There's a little surprise in the drawer as well. What do you think of these florals with the white and the Florida orange? I didn't think I was gonna like the orange so much, but I'm really, really happy I tried it, and I will definitely be using it on another project. So thank you so much for joining me today. Feel free to hit that like button, subscribe, and please leave me a comment down below. I always love hearing from you. You can also find me over at salvagedinspirations.com, where I have over 500 furniture painting tutorials teaching you how to make your furniture beautiful. Until next time, I hope you have a fabulous week. Bye, guys.